guys, I'm Lillian, aka CityMe on Instagram and here on YouTube. Thank you for joining me. I hope you found something of interest. Today is the 16th of August 2023 and I am back with a new Flosstube update. It's been a while. Last time we've seen each other was the 1st of July, if I'm correct. So 1.5 months, quite some time, a bit more than I would have liked to, but that's okay. That also means though that I have quite a bit to show you, so that's fun. But before we get into the whips, I do have like the tiniest bit of haul to show you, so I want to get into that first. If you've been following me for over a month or so, well no, I guess more, a few months, you know that I am starting the, or I have bought the pattern for the Northern Expressions Needleworks Rainbow Band Sampler, I think it's called. I'll put a picture up somewhere on the screen. And I went through the colors and I needed 4 more colors. So I went to the store, got 3 of them. Unfortunately, the 4th one was 781 and that one they didn't have. They did have 780 and 782, but not 781. So that was kind of a bummer. But it is kind of funny that that one was the one to not be there, because these 3 go really well together and 781 is like a brown color. So that was kind of, in terms of color theory, the old one out, if you get the drift. So yeah, but 781, if I remember correctly, I do have to check though, is one of the colors that's further along into the pattern. So technically, in terms of colors, I can now start it at least, and then I can just grab 781 later on. However, I do still need to fix the fabric, so I need to go back to the video where I asked for your guys' opinion on what fabric count I should use and how many strands of DMC, because I'm using DMC obviously, you use for the specialty stitches and for the cross stitches. If you're new to the pattern, a lot of people know it, but if you don't know it, you can also use specialty threads, so that's why I clarified that I'm using DMC. So yeah, I still need to figure out the fabric. Also, if you want to leave a comment, I would like to know your opinion on, or your thoughts on what color fabric I should use. I don't really want to use a bright color, because it's a rainbow, obviously, because that's gonna clash or fade out one of the colors at least. I want to go either light, so white to cream to off-white, that kind of realm, or black. I'm leaning towards a lighter color, but yeah, leave your thoughts down below. I would love to know it. So that's haul. Now let's get into the whips. So in terms of whip go, for anyone who is new, I have 2 boards of whip go this year. One for my cross stitch and one for my other crafts like crochet and knitting. On my cross stitching board last month for July, all 3 blocks were called for Spring Queen. So it was a lot of stitching on Spring Queen. I did already have a lot on her done, so technically one of the blocks was already done, but the other 2 I did complete. And this is Spring Queen. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs artwork by Bridget Ashwood. Yeah, so the max colors. It has a lot of colors. Oh, of course, I do have to get the threads out of the way still. Great preparation, Lillian. So I'll put a picture up where it was before. And here we are now. So since the last time you've seen this, I have done 2,600 stitches. So I finished this corner with the butterfly, which is very exciting to me because that's new colors and all. And then I started on this page up here. So that's also very exciting. And if you can tell, this part that's kind of a little bit of greenery is another leaf. So that's a new feature coming in. And this page will also finish off this big rose over here. So very exciting. And when I'm done with this page, which for the goals for this year will not be this year, but if I get ahead of myself, I might actually finish this page. Then we'll start back down here again and continue. So yeah, I really love this one. It's kind of funny how it's not quite typewriter method, of course, but it's like strictly filling in. So every piece that's stitched is fully filled in, and I like that look of that. That's better colors, kind of, in that light. So, yeah, beautiful. One more look. Yeah, she's gorgeous. Okay, and she's now up to 4.61% done. Then is Waterhole Master. So that was basically all of July. I didn't really stitch any more in July. I was really busy with the last research that I was doing for school, and I'm still doing that, but we'll get to that in my live update. But for now I'm having a summer break, so that's nice. But now we are in August, and for August on the whipco board for my cross stitch, two projects were called Waterhole Master and Triad Bridge. So I will show you those now. So this is Waterhole Master. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs, another one, of course, by David Penfound. Oh, and all of my Heaven and Earth designs are on a 28 count easy count Schweikart fabric, 2/1 10 stitch. So I'll put a picture up of where it was last time and take a good look, because this time I believe you will be able to see the difference quite easily. So I'm going to show you it in a second, and look for the yellow color. Here we are. So to finish my whipco goal, I had to finish the next color, and that was just shy of the number of stitches I needed to complete the goal by 18 stitches. So I did 18 more stitches in the next color. You won't be able to tell, but you will be able to see the yellow. So that's kind of cute. A lot of it is in like grasses in the background, so that in between the zebras is grasses, believe it or not. Once the colors around it fill in, it will be clear. That's grasses, that's grasses. I can't really tell what that is yet. But yeah, so the yellow is new, a new bright color, and I feel like now we have kind of the entire rainbow in here somewhere. And I looked up the other colors. So if you're new, obviously extreme cross country, and I started with all the black, and then after that I started with the color with the least amount of stitches and working my way up to the most amount of stitches. And now we are, after this yellow color, we are working with this green color next, and then after this it's kind of all muted colors. So if you look at the picture, that kind of makes sense, because it's all brownish and stuff. So the bright colors obviously were the ones with the least amount of stitches. So those are kind of in there now. And the rest of them are going to be a little bit more muted. But yeah, we are getting there. I like it. It's beautiful. So since the last time you've seen this, I have done 998 stitches. And it's now up to 14.23% done. This was also the first Heaven and Earth designs that I started, so it's kind of near to my heart, if you will. Also, next time I work on this, or basically next time it's called, I will have to finish the rest of the color, or the rest of the stitches that's done in this color, and that will be enough to complete the goal for that month. So that is Waterhole Master. Then the last stitching whip. Ooh, sorry, I knocked you over there almost. Was Triad Bridge. And I did not complete the goal quite yet on this for this month, so I will keep working on it after today. But this is Triad Bridge. This is a Dimensions Gold Collection kit. Stitching it with everything that came with the kit, including the 18 count Ada. So yeah. Let's see. I'll put in a picture of where it was last time here. And here we are now. So perhaps you can see the difference. If I'm correct, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I worked down here, so this part, like I feel like the blue bush is new, and then there's some of the path new, like a little bit more. Totaling 301 stitches. This was 1 day's worth of stitching, but it took me like the entire afternoon. I took the day off and I was like, I'm gonna sit down and stitch the entire day. But it's just very slow going, so in 5 hours I did like 301 stitches, which is kind of slow for me. That's because this is very confetti heavy, and also it's a paper pattern. I can't use it in Pattern Keeper, so that's also why. So, like I said, the goal is not complete yet, so I will keep working on this for another 350 stitches or so. Then the goal for the month will be completed on Triad Bridge as well. Now, then we have the knitting and crochet. I have one more project to show you. But first, let me explain the whip goals for that. Last month, so in July, I did not really work on anything stitching or knitting or crochet, basically. So the goals for that month were not all met. One of the goals was part of the sock that I have already completed before, so that was completed. And then the other goal was working on the sweater for my mother. I did not do that, so that one is the first block of the whip goal boards to not be completed in time. Then for this month, and there wasn't a third one called, I think that's also the sock, so that was also finished already. Pretty sure, not 100% though. But for this month, the blanket was called, and I worked on that, and then the sweater was also called again. So I will have to work on the sweater later on in the month again. So you will probably see that next time, but for now I did work on the blanket. These colors. I'm knitting a blanket for my best friend in these colors, and I will show you. Here we are. Oh, I forgot to put in the stitch markers, but I will point out what's new. Last time I told you that my idea was to put in stitch markers for all of the blocks that are new, so that you can kind of tell the difference, because we are getting to a point now where it's not that clear anymore. But yeah, I forgot to do that, but I will point them out anyways. So this is the blanket at the moment. We are really getting somewhere. And I do still need to put away the threads from the blocks that I have done this month. But yeah, I'll do that. I'm not gonna show this again for just the threads that I put away. But yeah, so that it will come to look like this. But yeah. Okay. So what is new is 5 blocks. So what I've done is for sure these 3, so this one, and this one. And then this grey one, and then either this one or this one, but I'm pretty sure it was this one. So these 3 with these 2, that's new. So yeah, that's the goal for the blanket for this month completed. Yeah, okay, so that's the update, and for the rest of August I will be working on the sweater, like I told you, and also like I told you, I will complete the goal on Triad Bridge. And if I have time left over, and I will put away the threads in the blanket, but yeah, that's not needed anymore to complete the goal. But I do want to try to keep up with putting away the threads, because it's a lot of work to do it all in the end. If I complete the goals before the end of the month and I want to stitch on more, I will see what I feel like. Probably Spring Queen, or I might choose to pick up reading time, mini reading time, because I feel like he's the one, yeah, he has gone the longest now without progress, so I will grab that basically, maybe, or Spring Queen, like I said. So that's that. So if you were here only for the stitching, thank you for watching. I will see you next time. I will now go into a little bit of a live update. Like I told you, I am in the last stage of school, meaning one big last research, and once that's done, I have my diploma. I'm done with my study, basically. And so I was looking for a job for after the study, and to start my adult life, if you will. And I got a job. I am going to be an assistant accountant at Flint, which is a accountancy agency, what would you call it in English? Accountancy company, perhaps? But yeah, so I'm gonna be working there, and I feel like this place might be really good for me. I don't really know what else to say, just that I'm happy that I am now assured of a job. The only thing that I need to go through is a screening. They just have to make sure that I am not a criminal, basically. So we don't expect any hiccups on that part. But if I get through the screening right, then I am employed and I can start my job in November. So that's exciting. And that was a really short version of the live update. And I don't think I can have anything else to tell you. Well, maybe for those of you who have started following me on my second channel as well, you might have noticed that I have not been uploading lately. And that's because I have just been too busy with other stuff. School got a lot more busy in the end of July. And then also, I have not had as much energy to spend on it. And I'm kind of debating putting it off for now, like wanting to build up that channel and picking it up later, maybe even within a few years, so that I can focus on building my life on other areas of my life, and for now put it on the back burner, basically. But I'm not quite sure, so that might be an explanation for those of you who are following me on the other channel. So yeah, that's that, and I think that's all I really have to tell you. Yeah, no other major events in my life. So I hope you all are doing well as well. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. Happy stitching. Bye guys.